Right, it was Halloween last night and Paul's turned up today, 1st November, with the Fury of Dracula. The 3rd edition of the Dracula game. The very first one we have here from Games Workshop. Fantasy Flight did a re-implementation of it. I think it's about 5 years ago now. Highly sought after. It was the 2nd edition. And now we're on to a 3rd edition, which promises updated graphics, and I think they might have tweaked and streamlined play somewhat. The board looks phenomenal, and so does the card artwork. But the box fronts, out of these 3 box fronts, that's probably our least favourite box front. I know it's still in shrink and everything, but he looks really camp and a bit... We just don't like it, do we, that one, at all? Probably our favourite box front here is this one, with the Dracula and his castle there, and the guys chasing him, and him floating through the air, and the horses. Some purists might prefer even this one, with the Dracula closing in on his victim here. But this one, as I say, we would have preferred it really if this Fury of Dracula writing was more centralised, maybe dropped down a bit, and it was just black abstract with the bats, and not the Count Dracula. So, we could do a little bit of a comparison here. It might get a bit difficult, but there you go. Let's have a look and let's see. So let's open up the box of the new edition. It's quite weighty. And it's, from what we've seen so far, pictures of it, it looks really good. The original Count Dracula, Fury of Dracula, played 2 to 4 players. And both the FFG versions play 2 to 5 players, so an extra player count. It is a nice heavy box. Same sort of finish as the 2nd edition, with that. It's quite like a rigid vinyl finish on it. Looks really nice. And I mean, obviously they've licensed it from Games Workshop, the original Games Workshop. Let's have a look into the box. Funny enough, the original, this box, I think the lid was hard. Now, no idea what the box insert was like, but in this printing it's got a really nice unusual red colour box insert. So let's have a look. Have we got the same here or not? Usual FFG little booklet. So we've got the learn to play, and then we've got a rules reference. That's handy. Okay, look, there's the box front from the 2nd edition. Exactly the same on the book. That's interesting. So we've got the Learn to Play book here. Got a lot to get through here, so we'll just squib through it. I mean, some fantastic artwork. And that Learn to Play book, from front to back, is only 16 pages. And then we've got a rules reference. Now this should be really handy just for referencing rules once you know the game, just to check up some rules. And again, 16 pages, front to back. Nice big baggie here with the player sheets in. And is it Dracula's little reference sheet there, I think. These are the same size as Descent or Star Wars player sheets. So we do have sleeves for these from Thai TBG shop, Thai board game shop. So yeah, you can get. There is sleeves available for these. You can get hold of them, but it's tricky to get hold of them. And I don't think the TBG shop is still operating. But there was some guy selling them online for a bit of an exorbitant price, to be honest. So we've got Lord Godalming, Dr. John Seward, of course Van Helsing, Mina Harker, and the Count himself, Dracula. I'm not too sure what I make of that artwork there. Just, I don't know, just doesn't look right for Dracula himself, but still. Really nice artwork otherwise. Oh, this is just Dracula's map. He's got his own map here of the board. Okay, and for any of anybody looking on this map here of the UK, where Liverpool is. We're just pretty close, actually situated right now just near here in Chester, which is about 30 minutes drive to Liverpool. Right, token sheets, just one of them. It looks quite nice. Nice, typical, nice, thick, quality tokens. Let's just open it up. It's unusual to have a token sheet actually in cellophane. I mean, the production value is awesome. There's your proof of purchase for the Fury of Dracula, 3rd edition. Yeah, I mean, really nice quality, punch out, easy. So that's the tokens. Have a look at the back as well. There we go. Now we get to the gist of the things with the game board. Oh, and what's the back? Oh, right. There's a bit of a fail compared to the second print. The second print has a really nice box insert. Let's have a look, eh? I say the lid was the same, awkward getting off. It's got this, and bigger player sheets, but it has this nice, unusual red coloured plastic box insert. So not everything news better, is it? So, you know, clearly the second printing is far superior box insert if you're into them things. I mean, it's just a nice addition, I think, and bigger player aids. Yeah. If we go to might be a good time to have a quick look at the 3rd printing. Just quickly get this out of the way, just to see the difference, because we'll get onto the boards in a second. So here we go for the original. There's the book there. Very much like a lot of the Games Workshop bookcase games of that era. Like the Dungeon Quest is certainly similar. Old school tokens. Nothing wrong with them. Really like this style anyway. But oh, this had the limited edition metal miniatures. Say it's only 4-player. These are nice, heavy, really heavy. The metal miniatures. There's the Count himself there. So, but the board itself. Oh, and if we go onto some of the sheets and stuff, really nice artwork. You know, this is, I think, 1987. I think this one. A player screen for the old Count, and I don't think you can argue with these. I just love the old school artwork of the player cards there. And the board is, I don't know how many Games Workshop used it in, but they had this fabulous interlocking board, like jigsaw board. Certainly Dungeon Quest has the same board, and I really like it, and I think a lot of games should use it still. I don't know if Games Workshop has some sort of copyright. I don't see how they could, but let's put it together. There's no wear and tear on a board like this at all, and it jigsaws in. I think the Games Workshop Dungeon Quest, I think it might be 6 pieces, that board, in this nice, and look, it's perfect. So that's the first, I think it's 1987 version of Dracula. We've seen some bits there for comparison. Then if we look at the second printing of the Fury of Dracula, let's have a little look at the board for comparison to the new board. Always interesting, I think, to see these things. So here's the second printing of the board. We've just looked at the original interlocking one. There's a very nice board on the second printing. But I think this third printing, it does look phenomenal. I think it's bigger as well, a bigger board. So let's open it up. I think we're going to need a bit more room here. Let's have a look at the third printing. Ah, this looks awesome already. I think this is hey, this is nice. Now that is unmistakably the nicest board, I think. Let's have a look again. There's the second. Probably you could argue that this is a bit clearer laid out. And you've got your sections for your cards here. Here you've got your sections for your cards, and at the top row here, and here you've got them here and here. You've got this nice rondelle going on here. You've got day and night now. I mean, that's lovely. I do love the artwork on this. Which do you prefer, Paul?
The new one.
The new one, yeah.
Yeah.
The new one, the board is amazing. I'd say that is hands down the best board. It's worth it just for that, isn't it? Let's see what the difference in artwork on the cards. So we'll come to these new cards. Oh, and the little guys as well. So let's also compare that with the second edition. We briefly looked at the first edition stuff. Let's have a look at the second edition. So the cards for the characters, there you go, in the second edition. And if some of the cards, the artwork on them, claws, that's the sort of thing you're going to get in the second edition. Really nice. They are sleeved, these. A bit more, just for some comparison, is the locations. That's the sort of thing you're going to get on the second. So let's compare it now to the brand spanking new third edition artwork. Well, first things first, plenty of cards and decent quality. And they're nice. Escape as a bat. Straight away this is an improvement. Escape as missed. Fangs. So, mesmerise. Some great. Again, you got the bit of a camp Dracula there. Hide. Dark Call. Some really nice artwork. Feed. Wolf form. And then we've got these locations here. Of course, a ton of them. That's one deck. Let's have a look at the next deck. And then all that remains to compare is the plastic miniatures. I think the first edition, limited edition metal miniatures are going to be the best, but they are, you know, they're like they were limited edition metal ones. But for people that like to paint, I guess it remains to be seen with the plastic ones. So we've got rats, bats, lovely artwork. Wolves, new vampire, some dodge cards, escape, punch, rifle. Yeah, I mean the artwork on this edition seems to be the best on the board, the size of the board and the cards themselves. As for rules, I think we're promised a bit of a more streamlined rules. Well, interestingly enough, it still says, I think it's about the play time's about the same. So we come into the little characters here. Let's have a look. There's the Count, begging to be painted up. Detail, really good. I think that's Van Helsing, is it, with his cross? Possibly. Let's just have a look at the characters in the second edition for comparison. Need to sort them back out. I've made a bit of a mess here with the one doing the sleeves. Yeah, there they are. Do you know what? They might be the same. Have they used the same moulds? Here's the second edition in my right hand. No, they're slight. Are they the same? They're the same, aren't they? They are, they're exactly the same. So we'll keep these to the right. Let's have a look. There's the count. Yeah, they've used it. So the plastic characters are exactly the same. They've used the same people. Same moulds. Let's just go through them all to double check. Where's the guy with the lamp? There he is. Second dish. Yeah, exactly the same. And finally, at least you're getting another look at these characters, but they're identical from the editions. That was probably already a known fact. So there we go. I hope that helped with the different editions, seeing them all together. Lovely nostalgia in the very first edition from Games Workshop. Some superior stuff in the second edition, I would say, is possibly the player sheets, although they take up a bit more room. Artwork's really nice in the second edition, you know, probably nicer artwork on, definitely nicer artwork on some of these bigger cards. I say bigger cards, are they the same? That's rubbish, they're the same size. On some of these cards with the artwork, where they've got bigger artwork I should say, rather than the location cards, some nicer artwork on those. But the real triumph, oh, and on the second edition, of course, the plastic insert is far better than this generic typical cardboard insert. That's a really nice plastic insert. And other than that, the real improvement has to be the board. The board in the brand new edition, as you can see, is just fantastic. Look at the size of it. And if we just put this one up against it, so it's exactly the same width, but the length, as you can see, it's probably a third more. That's exactly overlapped onto there perfectly. So you've got about a third more on the board itself as well. So really, really nice addition. And I hope people enjoyed seeing briefly the 3 different versions. That is the Fury of Dracula. Thanks for watching.